Ryan, thank you so much for joining us here at the Vancouver International Film Festival. For people that don't know, you have a film in the festival this year, Green is Gold, which is incredible because you directed it, you starred in it along with your brother, and you guys have just been like sweeping the awards.
I don't know if we've been sweeping, but we did get the one in LA, and that was awesome. Yeah, we were really surprised by it and thrilled.
And
Yeah,
that
it
was a
good.
big award, though. That was the audience award.
It was huge. Yeah, it felt great. It was awesome.
So what does it feel like to be up here now and to, give it the presence, the showing here in Canada?
I'm really excited to be here. I wish I could extend my stay a little longer, but it's just, going back for another festival in Mill Valley, and then we got a little small theater run in LA starting Friday that's running a week, so I'm going to try to be present for that and try to help sell some tickets however I can. I'm like, it's all new to me. I wasn't expecting any of this.
Well, tell us about the film. Yeah. What's it about?
What's it about? It's
Yeah.
about, this 13-year-old boy whose father goes to prison and he's obligated to go live with his estranged older brother who's in the cannabis industry. And it's kind of this coming-of-age crime drama that is mostly centrally focused around their relationship as brothers and how they have to overcome adversity together. So.
And I have to ask, does art imitate life in this case, or where does the story come from for you?
So, yeah, the story came from basically growing up in Northern California the past, 15 years, or actually the past 20 years now, since 1996. It's, there's been this movement of, medical cannabis and this kind of like the end of prohibition in a way, and I just felt like it'd be nice to authentically kind of portray that and try to crystallize that in some way. And I thought that focusing on just the microcosm of this small little story about these brothers would maybe shed some light on the macrocosm of what it actually is. And, I wasn't trying to glorify it in any way. I mean, being around it all the time and knowing so many people in the industry at various levels, and it seems like everyone in California has a brother or a cousin or an uncle or, somebody who's in some way, benefiting from that industry.
That's true. Well, I understand that this film took you about 5 years to make.
Yeah, it was 6 years, start to finish. So I started writing it, the first outline, 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
And we just finished it.
And did the script come out all at once, or was it something you had to kind of tweak over time?
There was
different feedback?
A lot of tweaks in the script. Yeah, the first draft was completely different. There was I wrote about 5 different drafts, and then when I was in school, I shot a spec, of a couple scenes that was from an early draft that kind of had the characters, portrayed the characters in that world, and was just kind of experimenting with the tone and seeing if it was possible to kind of, for my brother and I to, I don't know, just to see if it was even possible.
Yeah.
We had this desire to make it, but so we shot this little short, and then it felt like if we could just extend that, we could do the whole thing. But yeah, it took a really long time, like 3 years for the post-production, because there's only 5 of us that were on production that were actually making it day in and day out, and we were just so weathered by the end of it after 4 weeks that we didn't even start assembling we didn't even start assembling any of the audio and video and linking those for months after.
Wow.
We were just trying to catch our breath,
So you always had this story in mind with you and your brother starring in it?
Not necessarily. I was ideally we would have been able to cast actors from but the reality kind of, it's hard as a filmmaker when you're you try to dream, but then the reality of the situation is you have a very limited amount of funds. And after doing the short, I was I knew that we could do it. I didn't know what it would turn out or if we could sustain the whole time, but I knew that it could have been possible. So we just kind of ran with it and hoped for the best.
Well, that's what I kind of love about your whole story, is because, you know, I know a lot of filmmakers in LA that are, you know, hoping that they could do something on a micro budget and hoping that it gets picked up by someone. So, I mean, do you have any advice for other people that are just also out there hustling and, you know, thinking maybe I have to act in this, maybe I have to, you know, do it all on my own, because it's just tough.
It is, yeah, it was very tough. I was questioning, I was questioning it the whole time, for sure. What advice? Yeah, just hold the vision and trust the process. And, you know, honestly, I don't really know what to make of all of it. It was like kind of divine timing in a lot of ways, you know.
Would you have done anything differently?
I can't say that I would. I don't know. I don't know if I would. It was all a huge learning experience for me, and I was really grateful to have Anthony Burns come on and produce, and he kind of just really helped bring it to light, you know, and get it out to the world. And I don't know if it would have ever come off the shelf if he hadn't come on. So I was really fortunate to have him help produce.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was the dynamic like working with your brother? I'm curious.
That was challenging for sure, because, well, he's really talented. So I mean, I knew that he could do it, but for me, I was pretty manipulative in certain ways in the beginning, trying to push him in certain ways. And once he started to kind of understand and respond to that, then I could kind of back off on being like manipulative or whatever. I don't know if it was manipulative. It was like there was one scene where we went off book, but for the most part, everything that he and I did was pretty on book, and we rehearsed for a long time before actually going into production, and we workshopped a lot of the material. But there was kind of there was one scene where we went off book, and he held it, and he held it together, and he delivered some real emotion. And then once that was like a big breakthrough for him, and then he could kind of we didn't have to go off book anymore. Like I could just tell him kind of like what we were hoping to get out of something, and he would just focus and make it happen. So, yeah.
And how old is your brother? Remind us again.
He just turned 17, 2 days ago.
Wow.
2 days ago, not 3. 2 days. Yeah, 5th is, yeah, on the 3rd, so today's the 5th.
So I'm guessing that's sort of become a path for him now, that he wants to get into acting
I would hope so. Yeah. We shot it 3 years ago. He was really motivated 3 years ago, and when we made it, he was like, it was like 4 weeks. We made it over the summer because we didn't want him to miss school, and yeah, he was having a great time. But then he's still kind of up in the air about what he wants to do. He doesn't know if he wants to do that now. He might. I'm hoping that he does, but I'm not trying to put any pressure on him. But we'll see. We'll see.
And how about for yourself? What are the plans for the film and for yourself as a filmmaker?
Well, I think I would like to just make another one. I'm excited to make another one. I have a few projects that are like various stages of production. So I'm just, God willing, you know.
Great. Well, any other screenings that people can look forward to seeing the film in?
Yeah, so it's coming up at Mill Valley Film Festival this weekend, and then it'll be at Woodstock Film Festival next weekend, and then it'll be at Twin Cities Film Festival in Minneapolis, and then at Memphis Film Festival. And then we have a theater run in LA Friday through Thursday coming up, in a couple days for a week. And then, we got distribution through Samuel Goldwyn Films, and it should be available on like video on demand by Christmas, I think. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, really excited about it.
Well, congratulations
Thank
again,
you.
Ryon, for such a great reception, and best of luck with the film.
Awesome, thanks. I appreciate it.